Let's get started by going inside of the All Apps section, and then we go here to the Setup section, to the Payments profile. And here inside of this section, you should see a button, Create Payments Profile, where you need to click on, and there you need to fill then all the information so that you later can get the money from all the payments which you have sold inside of your Flutter app. Alright, after you have then created your payments profile, you can go back to the dashboard of your app that you have released, and then you go here basically down to the product section, and here you see the in-app products and the subscriptions, and we want to get started to configure some subscriptions. Let's get started by creating a subscription. First of all, you need to supply here a product ID, and this product ID cannot be changed or cannot be reused, and it has to be unique between all of your applications. Therefore, it is recommended that you have a specific structure for your product ID. So it consists then of the app name and then the price of the subscription, the duration, and optionally you can also put here these inside. So in my name here, I want to create it for this app. Then I have here the price, and lastly, it is then the duration of this subscription. Alright, back in the subscription page, I put here then my product ID inside, and then you need to scroll down, and here you can then give it a name, and this is then publicly viewable during the subscription. And you also want to give it here some description, which is also publicly viewable. And then you can scroll here down, and here you can then select a billing period. So you can choose here that it should recur monthly or yearly. So first of all, we want to create here a monthly one, and later we will also create a yearly. So I choose here in this billing period monthly. And I also want to set a price, and in my case I want to set here then exactly this price that I have defined already. And after some seconds he will also create here for all the other countries the right prices, because each country has other currencies and so on. And then you can simply click here on Apply Prices. And finally you click then on Save, and after you click on Activate. And now this subscription is active, so we can go here back at the top to our subscriptions, and you see also the status of our subscription is active, and here you see then a quick overview of your subscription. The same way I have also created here this yearly subscriptions. I have simply changed here the billing period to yearly, and with this every year the subscription will be renewed. And I also click on Save, and also make sure to activate this subscription. And now if I go back, we have here two subscriptions. One is for monthly and the other one is yearly subscription. Alright, these two subscriptions that we have created will be then later displayed exactly within our application. So we have here the name, and this is basically the name that we have defined, and also the description that is also then here displayed, and of course the price to which the user can buy your subscription package. And as you can see, later we have then the monthly and yearly subscription here inside, so it's basically the two subscriptions that I have here defined. Alright, now we want to go back to the official documentation, and we want to follow right now step 1 and step 2. So step 3 we have already completed by setting up the subscriptions in the Google Play console. For step 1, you need to go to revenuecat.com, and then you click here on this button Try for free to create your account. And with RevenueCat, you can make your in-app purchases and subscriptions more easy in the implementation. So the main advantages are that the purchases are validated by their backend, and also they normalize the data between the platform's App Store and Play Store of two dashboards, where you can then analyze the subscriptions and in-app purchases from one single place. Alright, we have already created our RevenueCat account and also have put here the Android package name inside. And next we need to define the service account credentials so that RevenueCat can communicate with the Google Play console. And this is needed so that they can manage all of our in-app purchases and subscription products. Therefore click here on this I. And here we have to follow some setup steps so that we can connect RevenueCat with the Google Play console. Therefore go to your Google Play console, and here within the menu you need to go to the setup section and API access. Next, you have to click then on this choose a project to link button, and after you have to agree to the terms. And I have already done this, so I can show you only step 2 right now. So here you need to click then on this create new service account button. And after this, you need to click on this Google platform link. Next, you need to click then on this button Create Service Account, give it some name that you like, and also click then on Create and Continue. Here inside we need to grant then some permissions by defining here 2 different roles. So click here on role, and here inside you type pub sub admin and then you select it. And also click here on this button add another role, and here we want to type then this time monitoring viewer, and scroll here all the way down and then select here this monitoring viewer. And finally you can scroll here all the way down and click on continue, and you can also click here then on done. And finally you click then on this newly created service account, and here inside you need to go to the tab keys. Click on add key, and then you create here a new key and make sure that you have selected JSON, and then click here on create. And this will then download our JSON key, and you can also open this then up. Make sure that you copy here then all the content. And lastly, you go then back to RevenueCat, and here you paste then exactly the service account credentials inside. And with this, we have configured the communication between the Play Store and RevenueCat. And finally, you can click then on this button Add. And finally, we have to do here one more step. So we also need to grant financial access to RevenueCat. Therefore, go here back to your API and you can click here on Done. And here inside, you see then the service account that you have created, and you need to click on Grant. Here you need to scroll then a bit down to the account permissions and make sure that you have ticked here the same as in the documentation. So we need to go here to the financial data and tick both of them. And finally, you can then click on this invite user button and click also on send invitation. And now you need to select here your user from your list and then click here on manage. Scroll a bit down and then you come here to the app permissions and you need to click on add app. Choose here your app from the Google Play Store and then click on apply. Click again on apply and make sure that you click here on save changes and also click on yes. Important to notice that it can now take up to 36 hours until you can then make some purchases with RevenueCat. Alright, let's now go back to the page where you have created before your RevenueCat account and also the RevenueCat app. And here on the left side, you can then set the main configurations of App Store and Play Store and the access keys. In the second section, you can then configure the in-app purchases and subscriptions for App Store and Play Store. And lastly, you can also use here something like webhooks. And with the webhook, you can then get some subscription data to your backend. So you have here different kind of events that you can listen to. And then you will be notified about, for example, subscriptions, cancellations, and so on. And the best thing is that it unifies here then the App Store, the Play Store, and even other platforms if you like. Therefore, let's go back to the RevenueCat website, and here we click then on API keys, and then you can basically copy here this API key, go back to Visual Studio Code and paste then here your API key inside. After this, we can go back to the documentation and we have done all the steps and we are now here at step 4. So we need to copy here then the configuration of our subscriptions and in-app purchases to the RevenueCat. And this is pretty quickly done. Simply go to your Google Play console and go here to your subscriptions. And then you need to copy here the product IDs. And you go then back to your RevenueCat app. And here you go then to the product section. And then you click here on new, and here you put then exactly this identifier inside, then select here your store. In our case, we configure the Play Store and then click on add. And the same thing you do then for all of your subscriptions and in-app purchases. So we also take the second one, click here again on new, paste here our identifier inside, select Play Store and click on add. Next, you can then link your products with entitlements. So you can click here on this tab entitlements, and here you can then create a new entitlement. And an entitlement is basically determining the level of access that you want to give the user to a premium feature or some other features inside of your application. Therefore, you can create an identifier. For example, you want to give your user some access to some courses within your application. Therefore, I name it here all courses. However, you can also, for example, name it beginner courses, and you give him only access to your beginner courses within your application, advanced courses, or any other premium feature that you want to give him access to. And also you can give it then here a description of what it is then unlocking this entitlement within your application. Click also on add, And now you can link here your entitlement, your premium feature to some products. So if they buy this product, then they get this entitlement. And we have only 2 products here right now. So we have a monthly subscription and a yearly subscription. And in our case, if they buy the monthly or yearly subscription, then they get in both times access to all the courses. Therefore, click here on the 0 products. And here you can then attach some products to your entitlement. So I choose here first of all the monthly subscription and then I add it. And secondly, I click again on attach to also add here the yearly subscription and I also add it. And with this, we have now added here the monthly and yearly subscription to our entitlement all courses. So if they buy these products, then they get access to all of our courses. Let's go back to our entitlements, and here you could also add other features. For example, you could add here this basic membership, and then you also have another one later for pro membership so that they get access to specific features inside of your application. Alright, next we want to go then to the offering section, which is our last section. And an offering is basically describing what is later displayed on our paywall, so you can package multiple products to one offering. So in this case, we have here the monthly subscription and the yearly subscription, and you put it then to one offering, which is then displayed here at one location in our application. And the cool thing is that you can later change your offerings dynamically inside of RevenueCat, and this changes then also here your paywall inside of your Flutter application. And this can be really helpful so that you can later change here dynamically your products, and you can then dynamically test out which packages and products work the best for the conversion of your users. Alright, let's now create then one offering with the monthly and yearly subscription. Therefore, you click here on New. Give your paywall some identifiers. So in my case, I call it subscriptions because on this paywall, we only display subscriptions. Also give it here some description and then click on Add. And next we want to link to our offering the products that are later displayed on our paywall. However, here you can only add then some packages and not the products directly. And this is because the packages will then combine the products of different platforms. So for example, you create a product on the Apple Store and also on the Play Store, and a package combines then both of them together. So you have then the same product on the Apple Store and the same product on the Google Play Store, and the package simply combines both of the same products. And another purpose of a package is to describe the period of access. So for example, we have a monthly subscription, therefore we put it inside of this monthly package. Then we also have a yearly or annual subscription, and this comes then inside of this annual package. And you could also create a lifetime package. So if they buy the product itself on these different stores, then they have lifetime access to a specific feature in your application. So all in all, the product is something which the user buys then on a specific platform. The package describes then how long the user gets then access to a specific feature in our application. And you can basically link then an entitlement or a feature to a specific product. And lastly, we have then the offering, which combines then multiple packages into one. And this is then later displayed inside of our Flutter application in a paywall. Alright, now we want to create our monthly and annual package. Therefore, we go here back and click on New. And this time the package identifier is predefined because it always describes a period of access. For example, annual, lifetime, monthly. And we want to create a monthly one. Also give it some description and then click on Add. Let's also create a second package. This time we choose annual or yearly and give it also some description and click on Add. So now we have created the monthly package and the annual package, and the last thing is only to link our product to the packages. Therefore, go here inside and we start with the monthly package, and then you can attach here a product. As you can see, you can combine then here many products from different platforms into one package. However, we only have here right now the Play Store product, and we want to choose here our monthly product. And then click on Attach. And the same thing we also do for our other package. So we go here to the annual package, then we click on Attach, and then we choose here under Play Store the yearly package. Also click on Attach. And with this, we have now created here 2 packages, the monthly and annual, and we have also here our linked product. By the way, if you want to make here this test purchase with this test card instead of a real purchase, then you also need to do some configuration inside of your Google Play console. Therefore, go here down to the setup section and then to license testing. And here you need to put then the email address inside of the user that is making the test purchase. So in my case, I simply take then the email address that I also have configured here within this Play Store. Also make sure to click here then enter, and then you can click on save changes and click on save. And secondly, you also need to go to your app itself. So go to all apps, select your application, and then you need to go here to the testing area and you go to the close testing. Create then here at the top right corner a new track, and I call it here, for example, testers, and click on create track. Then scroll here all the way down to the testers tab. And here you can then create an email list of your testers, give it some name, and also add here your email address and press enter, and then click here on save changes. Also click on create, and here you need to click again on save changes. After this, you can scroll here a bit down, and now you need to join here also your test, and I simply copy here the link of the web. And then you can paste this link into your browser and you should see something like this. And lastly, you need to click then on this button, become a tester. In case you face a problem that you cannot join the tester program with this link, then make sure that you wait up to 1 day, and this should then solve your issue in most of the cases.